Mashane politically incorrect. Let me give you feedback of the 3 families that are contesting the queenship or the kingship, or who needs to be heir to the throne of the Balobedu royal house. I don't know where to start. Like I told you, it's 3. For those who are seeing this podcast for the first time, who had not kept up, I'll include links at the end for those, so they can catch up and understand where we are now. But so I'm going to separate the 3 families. I always try to do it quickly, but I don't want other people to get lost. The Balobedu royal, you see, and this is where I battle, because they've got different names of calling themselves. There's Modjadji Royal Council, there's Balobedu Royal House, and then there's Mokoto. And in this translation, I might find putting these cabals a challenge. So let me call them by names. The first camp, according to me, let me put it, is the camp led by Professor Doctor. They call him Doctor, people call them Professor. Dr. Motshekga and Rasebocha camp. I think they are called Balobedu Royal Council. And like I said, apologies because I could get it wrong. So their contest, you remember, it involves withdrawal of cases since when Masalanabo came of age, and they said they are not willing to take it further. Apologies about my voice. So they are not willing to take it further. I don't want to mix you up with stories, but of recent, when I made communication with them, they had informed me that they are expecting a date to be gazetted. They also told me that at any time I should expect a date for the crowning, that's the inauguration and the installation of the Queen. So the Motshekga cabal is the one that says there must be a queen to continue Modjadji queenstanship. So I'm done with those. So of recent, I'm talking about 10-15 days ago, when I spoke to them, represented by their secretary, of course, Mr. Rasebocha. Indications were they are waiting for a date, and that date should come in government gazette. So I have checked and I have not received anything. They have not passed anything through me, so I don't know what's the delay on their side. So let me come to the second camp. I'm gonna call them the Modjadji. This is the camp where the brother of the Modjadji, they believe the brother should take over being the king. So they do not go with the queen. They say the brother of Masalanabo must be the king, and ke Lekukela. And then Mpapatla, who is the uncle of the siblings, is the calling him a regent at this stage would be difficult, but I don't know any other word in the circumstances that we are at. So I think he's the regent. He still is a regent, because when Masalanabo came of age, he did not take the queenship, and when Lekukela came of age, he wasn't installed. If you look at media reports, they both claim that these people are, especially Lekukela, who's the brother to Masalanabo, the queen, they said he has been installed. The ceremonies, everything has been done and it's been perfected. They say they showed me a withdrawal from their lawyers. And this withdrawal, you see it here, this withdrawal I asked them what does it mean, and they referred back to their lawyers. They wanted to understand what does it mean, because if it had meant that the case is over and they are declared the winners of this dispute, then he would grant me an interview as he has promised, because he wants to come physically. We only made it. So this follow-up means that after the lawyers of the Modjadji Royal Council, so these are the ones that the camp that represents the uncle and the brother, the person who speaks on their behalf, Roni, Comrade Roni Morwasetla is their spokesperson, and they say they will come. And he promised last time we spoke on the phone that he would even bring the king. In this instance, was talking about Mpapatla, the regent. So this is where it stands. After this confirmation that yes, it is a withdrawal, but the matter has been withdrawn very late. So what it means is this late withdrawal does not put away the date on Monday, this coming Monday. Let me tell you what Monday it is for those who are going to watch this after the date. On Monday, 28 October, they're going to sit down. So when it's officially either struck off the roll or the judgment is given, he will come and we will speak. So we're waiting for that to understand where is it going, because the whole Balobedu nation is hung. So that is the camp number 2. I'm going to camp number 3. I hope I'm doing a good job here, because it's so confusing and every time I get lost in trying to do this. So I'm going to the Mokoto. So Mokoto is a central family, and I might be using wrong words. I don't want to use wrong words. The Mokotos are an integral part of the history of Balobedu. So I received correspondence dated today, the 23rd. Today, the 23rd of October, 2024. I received correspondence from them today. This correspondence talks about, I'll read it out for you while you see it. I'll try to read it out for you while you are reading it. So in short, and I don't want to read it. In short, what it means is they had went to Traditional Affairs, Department of Traditional Affairs of South Africa, wanting to reverse a legal standing, and you see the letter here. The focus of the meeting was about the legal position of Balobedu queenship and not about the merits of the documents that are delegated, because common cause here is there are 2 claims that were lodged to the Dolo Commission of Traditional Leadership, and the disputes and claims ended in December 2017. When the Mokoto family was here in the studio, they talked about this. And then one of the 2 claims was lodged by Cyril Mokoto, and the claim was declined. Another claim was lodged by Dr. Motshekga on behalf of Balobedu, and the queenship claim was approved through a government gazette notice of 400, you'll see the numbers, of 20 May 2026. So there were 2 claims. One was declined, Yaga Cyril Mokoto, and then Dr. Motshekga, who was representing Balobedu. So like I told you, Modjadji, but it's for us outsiders is the same thing. The other ones, they just chose these words to represent themselves. The one represented by Motshekga was approved, and that's why there's a recognition. But because this is so confusing, and I understand why you are confused, and this is why it's important for us to get someone to sit here so we can talk to them, so you can understand where it goes. You can pause and read the letter if you need to. And the way forward was they were advised to talk to the to speak, for them, the Mokoto family, to speak to the Director General and to be given this feedback by the Director General, and because as they do not have legal mandate to reverse those decisions. Mashiane, politically incorrect. I've tried to put it as easy as it is, and the more I speak, the more I'll complicate it. Just read this and just read other things that we have posted here, just to get the feedback. Let's cross our fingers. The three camps are not talking to each other as far as I know, and will they all be present in court on Monday the 28th? I do not know. We'll see for next week how it stands, and please advise us what should we do, because as soon as he comes, we do not want to talk to a family declared the winners only, because we hope, and I've said it many times, I hope whoever emerges, like a typical ANC conference, whoever emerges takes the others in their wing, and they try to build this royal nation together, whether it's a queenship or it's a kingship. It's all the same. And by the way, I was corrected by these leaders. In Silovedu, which is a dialect of Sepedi, or a freestanding language on its own, they do not have a queen. They only have a king and the wife of the king, who is Khoshirati. So the word queen does not exist in their language. That's what I was told. That was I was educated on. Thank you very much. Let's see how far it goes and what fruit is it going to bear. Thank you. Machine Politically Incorrect.
Easter, because Jesus was killed, we're going to eat the flesh of Jesus and drink the blood of Jesus. You see, these fabrications which take away,
because that regency does not need a man.
Oh.
So, but they stage
Jumbo Africa. Today we are very lucky. Today we are going to learn and understand who are the rightful heirs to the throne, but not only that, the history of Balobedu. The queenship ran for over a period of 200 years. But as you would know, I and maybe yourselves may not understand this better. So I've got someone who will tell us who he is, so you understand the importance of why we have to listen to him. Balobedu or Balodzi, I could be saying both wrong, but I'm happy. I'm speaking under correction. Tobe.
Nda Tobela.
Le guy.
Re tsuile le kae?
Ke gopela re la mathomo clarify me. Balobedu le Balodzi. What is the difference? Who is who? And just unpack it and then
nothing that can be said in Balobedu without that saying, without that name. Especially in the royal issues of Balobedu. Talk of Mokoto, you talk of me, you talk of my brother. It's not only the three of us. We are a clan.
Yes. And you represent them as the most senior.
Correct.
So
but she might be a product of the Modjadjis now. The Modjadjis right now are commoners. They're not our people. According to me, there is nothing like a Modjadji, because initially Modjadji is a product of Mokoto. There is nothing like I say name Modjadji.
So Mokoto's produced Modjadjis.
The first Modjadji is the daughter of Mokoto. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And the rest of the Mokotos, the late queen, the sixth one, they say it's the sixth one, the late Mago. She's not a royal blood. Why I say that? I'm trying to go back a little bit. I'm reversing towards Magoma. Her grandmother, which is Mukobe, it's called a regent. It's not the royal blood. She doesn't come from the Mokoto crown.
are you in essence saying, because I've heard this narrative before and I've asked about this narrative,
Yeah.
is it only the Mokotos who can produce an heir to the throne?
I've mentioned hereditary in this thing.
Secretary of the Balobedu Royal Council, representing the Queen, says these surnames, Bumudika Mahale Mahasha Mokoto Modjadji, Rasiwocha, and Malemacha.
Absolutely correct. I can't run away from that one. He's absolutely correct.
This
Have authority. The above forums can find out about Mokoto. And Modjadji.
What is your relationship with Dr. Matolo Motshekga?
He's my uncle.
So you are familiar with him?
He's my mother's family.
Yeah.
He's not a family with me. I'm not him. I am Mokoto. He's my uncle, remember?
Yeah.
From the mother's side. Then he's not my relative. He's not my blood relative.
So he's not in the bloodline of those who would want to claim kingship?
He knows exactly that letter to nullify the broadcast of such.
Yes.
I support that.
Or you support the
We don't
boycott
want the secret of that dynasty to be in public as is originally.
Or you are afraid that certain things,
secrets and all those.
yes, family secret might be pulled out into the public.
Yeah, whoever is thinking of broadcasting such, or maybe some king or kingship, can you go to KwaZulu-Natal and do that? Ask them to give him the permission to do that and see if they will allow him to do that. Not in Bloemfontein.
There was a time, the listeners of Politically Incorrect podcast, today we've got a reaction episode. This is a reaction coming back from the podcast that we've done in the past regarding the Modjadji royal dispute, vendetta, the queenship, the chieftaincy, and all manner of things. We've got guests in the studio who are representing a very important stakeholder within the royal family, but I will let them introduce themselves. Thobela le kae? Ro naman.
I'll mix wherever.
Thank you very much.
Namo, Mr.
Mashiach.
Didn't like na Harold Mokoto. Kumurawa.